So we definitely aren't getting out of here without talking about social media. Huge thing in all of our lives at this point, and it's such a broad range of things. So, the basics like Instagram, Facebook, now I guess like TikTok is in there, all of these things. And so, for people who have body image issues, disordered eating, or eating disorders, social media can play a huge part in how that continues to move forward. And so, I want to talk a little bit just about kind of some of the toxicity on social media and unrealistic expectations. And so when I say toxicity, I really mean like the ability for communities to be moving forward that are adding to the problems in terms of eating disorder. So these are what we would call like pro anorexic or like pro bulimic, like accounts that just kind of glorify and praise like the unhealthy behaviors of an eating disorder. And there's no positive conversations about body. It's really just about how to engage in these behaviors and how to be successful in having an eating disorder. And so that's extremely dangerous. And so if you find that you are following those accounts and you're wanting to move towards recovery, then that's probably something that you want to step away from, because that is going to be extremely hard to realign yourself with all of those images coming through. And then a little bit about those unrealistic expectations. And so I'm not going to drone on about, Photoshop and all those kinds of things, because we know Facetune, all of that is real. But I think the other thing is just the lives that these people have. And so you can curate whatever you want for social media because it's so short and it's like such snippets of things. And so it's easy to look at someone and think, wow, like their body looks great and like their life is so great and everything is amazing, and put that back on yourself like you're not enough or what you're doing isn't good or how your life doesn't measure up. And so it's hard with someone who struggles with a lot of comparisons to be able to make it through a lot of their feeds without starting to feel that, because everything looks great on social media. Like a lot of times you're not going to get all of the doom and gloom, unless it's more like a news feed or something like that. You're going to be getting, that stuff from like CNN. But if you're just talking about following people, you're going to get all the good parts of their lives. You're probably not going to get the things that aren't great. And so it's really important to make sure that you're managing the expectations of the people that are in front of you. And so again, if you find that you're comparing yourself, even in terms of like, wow, this person's doing so much more than me, maybe they're only doing so much more than you in that moment, and then they do nothing else for the rest of the day. So just be weary about like what's happening behind the scenes with all of those things. And so I'm going to switch a little bit over to the diet influencers on social media and how that can be really, really difficult and really overwhelming for a lot of people, even if you don't necessarily have an eating disorder, but maybe have struggled with some disordered eating or even with your body image. It's really hard to not be inundated by all of the like fads and trends that are going on. So just be careful if you find that a lot of things are popping up in your feed just about different diets, like exercise crazes or fads, detox teas, like anything that can help you like make your body better. And so, just be aware of some of the marketing that comes through of like lose that stubborn weight, or like, make yourself feel better than you ever have, or like this is the key to happiness, right? And that's the big thing, is like selling happiness through a means of weight loss or through, changing your body completely and not learning to accept yourself. Like those things aren't really going to make you happy long term. They're going to be really short term. And so that is a really big thing. And so I know, scrolling through social media, it's like you see stuff about keto and paleo and like all of these kinds of things. And so a diet is a diet is a diet, like doesn't matter how it's wrapped up and packaged or like what label is on it. If they're restricting you, if there are rules, again, like that is a diet and you are moving yourself into dangerous territory. And that's really not where we want to be. And so it is, really up to you to be working hard to make sure that you are curating your news feeds to be everything that allows you to be successful. And so people that, maybe give informational videos and making sure that their credentials are there. It's really easy to say like, oh, I'm a nutritionist, or, oh, I'm a dietitian, or, I'm a fitness expert. Like just because you go to the gym every day doesn't mean that you're qualified to teach people. And so, again, like just kind of allowing yourself to curate in that way so you have as much positivity as possible and that you can feel good when you get on social media instead of it being something that creates tension and stress and anxiety for you, or shame or guilt or self hate, even. Turn it into something where you can maybe just enjoy it. Maybe you add more puppies to your news feed or like funny videos or something like that. And then you just like weave that in with people whose bodies look like yours, that move in the way that you like to move, that like the same things that you do, to just allow yourself to feel more successful on your journey with social media because we're on all the time. And so you don't want to be logging in and feeling anxious. You want to feel empowered and you want to feel really good. And so the power is in your hands and you can do that for yourself.